This is what I'm gonna do, and this is what I'm gonna like stick far in from it. Did I catch him lacking? Yeah, I caught him lacking. Yeah, I caught Brown lacking at Food Line, to be exact. Yeah, he can't fight, by the way, just to throw that out there, because your boy boxed. And I always sit back and tell people I love boxing and stuff like that. But I hate when people sit back or whatever and they try to like spread stuff or whatever. And then you feel as if like outside of the job or whatever, like you're untouchable. Nobody's going to sit back and actually touch you in a sense of a way. But you will be touched. That's one thing that I learned about living in New York. Like, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna catch up fars into you, and once it catches up fars into you, it's nothing that they can't sit back and fars and do fars into you. We are one of those people that's gonna sit back and do something fars into you, no threatening way, because we do not promote violence on this show, but we do believe in slapping niggas. I have learned that far from a very, very long way. My dad actually sat back and he actually taught me that far as for the people who's out there listening. But enough about that. But yeah, I went through depression. It brought me down. And when I say it brought me down to the point where I feel like giving up. And honestly, when I say I feel like giving up to the point where it really hurt me. And it hurt me to the point where you can actually see it in my eyes and stuff like that. I would make TikToks here. I would make stuff here and there, whatever and stuff like that. But yet at the same time, I had to keep pushing, because it wasn't just for me though. I had to push it far as and through. I had to push it far as and for my son too. And one thing I always sit back and say, like, I have to make sure I keep pushing through, because if I don't, then who's gonna do it? You get what I'm saying? One thing I will say is I hate begging. You know why? Because I will wait all the way to the last moment, to the point where I can't do the shit no more. So that I'll just be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll get it done. And that's the type of mentality that I always had, because I refuse to go back far into that place where I feel like I can't do shit for myself. And I have to do it. You get what I'm saying? And I gotta do better. You get what I'm saying? And one thing I always say is that I'm always gonna do better. And what I learned far as and from that, is that, one job is always temporary. Nothing is always gonna be like, there. And what I mean by there is saying, like, that's just one job. They can always replace you as far as like in a new body and stuff like that. You can always go somewhere else. You can work there. That's what I'm doing now. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, we just have to make our own money and stuff like that to actually try to get through stuff. And once we get through stuff, we just be like, all right, cool, bet, we'll be all right. Right? We'll always be all right. And that's one thing I always sit back and say to anybody, never let the beginning of your day ruin the rest of your day. And right now, I just have to live it. You know what I'm saying? I have to sit back, talk about certain stuff, but I actually have to sit back and actually listen to myself and actually say, you know what, start like listening to some of the stuff that you sit back and you say. We always say don't let the beginning of your day ruin the rest of your day, but I was actually letting that stuff like ruin my life a little bit. And yeah, it hurt. But you got to be man enough to actually sit back and say, you know what, even though it hurt, we're gonna actually get through it. You get what I'm saying? And that's something I always told myself, regardless if you're down. You got people out here in the world that'll be down too. We always be down, but at the same time, we cannot let it break us either though. Even though it feels like, oh, you know what, this is it. I never want to go through something like that where it feels like that is breaking me down. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we still get through it. We always gonna get through it, right? So always sit back and tell yourself this, if you have to learn something from me, my brother, whatever, stuff like that, right? You are far as who you are. You get what I'm saying? Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. And that's something that we'll always sit back and learn. You know, que sera, sera. If you, just in case you didn't catch it, that means what will be, will be. You get what I'm saying? So enough of that, you know what I'm saying? But I want to sit back and just tell you guys a little bit more. Again, my brother, he started his own 2.0, so I'm definitely proud of him far as when it comes far as into that. Definitely check that out. We are still no love lost, but we want to branch everything off to the point where you feel as if like everything is growing, because like we love everything that we sit back and we do. So I'm definitely gonna support him on that. He's definitely gonna support me far as when it comes to certain stuff too. But yeah, that's basically it. You know what I'm saying? But let me go ahead and tell y'all some more stuff. Let me just go ahead and start telling y'all some more stuff then, right? Growing up with me. You get what I'm saying? Me, I've always been the type of whatever that sit back, laugh, I'll trip out with you, I'll drink with you and stuff like that. I witnessed some crazy shit. I witnessed fries and from putting leaves in like rapping, acting like you smoking or whatever and stuff like that, to the point where I remember growing up far as with my mom, because my mom had me young and she would whoop my ass like on so many stuff, right? And it was like so crazy, but she would whoop my ass on so much crazy stuff that I did, to the point where I cut my sister's ponytails off because she had like the little hair bows in her head. She's like, oh, Mario, give me a ponytail. So I'm like, all right. So what I did was I took the scissors, and I know it's fucked up, but I took the scissors, right, and I start cutting like her little ponytails on the side of her head, and I left her one in the back, and then she literally had one little hair bow in the back or whatever with that, and then I put the grease on it so you can see like the little patches and stuff like that, right? And I was like, you look so beautiful and so luscious, right? My mama tore my ass up. Tore my ass up like it was nothing. And I was just like, oh yeah, but she did look beautiful though. You know, shout outs to you. Shout out to my sis, you know what I'm saying? But besides all of that, let me tell y'all some stuff as far as like how my dad is. First off, dad ain't shit. We all know that. My biological dad ain't shit, but my dad, that far as I sat back and grew up with, my dad is something or whatever, right? And I am man enough to sit back and say, yeah, he is definitely something. It may feel as if like, you know, well, what about your dad or whatever makes it feel like that is something that you keep saying, right? Yeah, my dad, ever since that he said that, when he slapped that nigga that day or whatever and stuff like that, he say, oh, I'll fuck you in your ass. Ever since that day right there, it really like did something, you know, it made me like look at him a little different or whatever into the sense of a way. And I know people be like, oh, what do you mean? Or whatever, stuff like that. All right. So ever since that day or whatever, right? I will still pick on my dad to this day, far as and about that, right? But um my dad sat back, and this is like Thanksgiving after I left Farzan from my brother's house. Wonderful Thanksgiving too, by the way. We had a Friendsgiving. My brother definitely did his thing on that or whatever. But we're gonna talk about that turkey though. But that besides the point. But I will sit back and say this. My dad sat back and told me some shit that I gotta sit back and tell y'all. And you know I'm gonna tell y'all. But he sat back and he was like, you ever sent out some drunk text messages before? And I was like, what do you mean by that? Right? And then he was like, I sent one to your mom, son. And I was like, well, tell me what you mean. I said, what you sent to her? He said, I sent a voice recording. I said, you sent a voice recording to my mom? And he was like, yeah, I was thinking about that ass yesterday. And I was just like, all right, but what did you say? This nigga said, he said, I'm gonna eat your coochie from, eat your coochie while your legs up from the back, and then I'm gonna blow all in your butt. And I was just like, you decided to go with that instead of just saying, hey, like, come on, like, imagine that, like, you're an old man or whatever, and you saying, I'm gonna eat you while your legs up, right, from your back to your crack, then I'm gonna blow all in your butt. Like, I ain't gonna lie, it was pretty catchy. It was pretty good too. And I was just like, you know what, it made me smile a little bit too. And I was just like, you know what, Pops, like, you know, I fucks with that. You know what I'm saying? I fucks with that. You know what I'm saying? But he a Long Island nigga, so typical. That's what he does. But at the same time, you know, I'm still proud of him. You know what I'm saying? But let me dive into some more stuff or whatever. Right? So look, I got out of my depression. Thank you, or whatever. But sometimes I will be man enough to sit back and tell you guys that, hey, I dip and dab pretty much into that sometimes where I kind of like distance myself. What I mean by say when I distance myself a little bit, podcasting actually helps with that. It actually helps me like bring that crowd in. It actually helps me like, you know what, I can talk to you, I can talk to this person or whatever and stuff like that, and it makes me actually feel good. No, I never want anybody far as to sit back and be like sad with me or whatever. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Muhammad. Hey, McKinney Smith. I'm recording, so I appreciate y'all. But I never want nobody actually sit back and be like sad far as in front of me, because like depression is actually a real thing. You get what I'm saying? Even though I say some crazy stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I always say some crazy stuff, and y'all know I do. Like, trust me. Like, ever since like this year's about to end now, me and my brother, we're definitely gonna make sure we get y'all another episode as far as for like the whole New Year's thing. So we definitely gonna be doing that. You get what I'm saying? We definitely gonna be doing that, and we gonna love it too. Hopefully we can get some people on live and stuff too as well. You know what I'm saying? Actually talk and keep going back and forth as far as with the thing. But we definitely gonna rock out on that. It may be a drunk live, we never know, but anything to actually help you guys know that we know we support y'all, and we actually appreciate as far as what y'all do too. But yeah, so back into that. Definitely got out of depression. Definitely made myself feel a little bit better. Podcasting actually helps far as with it. You never know far as what the next person may be going through. You never do. You know, and let's just be real far as with it. You are stronger than far as what you think. And sometimes you have to actually sit back and take your own advice sometimes, even though you have to give it out far as to others and actually let them know that, hey, you are stronger than what you think. But I don't want to always focus on depression. I want to focus on far as like how it was with me growing up and stuff too. I ran away one time. Not even gonna lie to you, ran away. I ran away far as from my mom or whatever when I was little. But guess what? I went around the corner. I had my bike and everything. And honestly, let's speaking, when I made it there, I was having fun. it wasn't anything bad, but I was actually having fun. I had fun because I actually got on the bike, went around the corner, and I ran away. And I was outside playing all day. I didn't even know my mom actually cared for me enough or whatever to say that I was missing. You get what I'm saying? So to me, honestly, at that moment, I didn't know it scared her that much. But to me, my nigga, I was having fun. I built a fort. I built a fort and a ramp for my bicycle. You get what I'm saying? But I was at a friend's house. But they found me or whatever. Apparently it said that my mom said, "Oh, I scared the shit out of her," and I'm pretty sure it did because we all have like kids and stuff like that that go missing or whatever. But me honestly, I feel like I was just having fun. I was also one of those kids or whatever when I was growing up, and I know I was a nerd. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I prefer Naruto over any other anime right now. Dragon Ball Z too as well. But we can always argue about that too. If you want to, we can always throw that out there if you like. If we're talking Naruto, Sasuke, best one. I'm just throwing it out there. But it's just me. Like I love to give little things pretty much about me, and I love to sit back and I talk about it. I hate my new job, by the way. Throwing that out there too. Hate the new job. Honestly, really, I told my brother straight up, this ain't for me. Um, I work around a lot of Mexicans. And basically right now they have me cleaning stuff. Um, they trying to tell me to climb on top of stuff or whatever, and I understand the word no crumbs more than anybody right now when it comes as far as in the cleaning wise. I don't leave shit behind. But I'm tired of it because I honestly I don't want to do this shit no more. And when I say I don't want to do this shit no more, if they do listen to this or whatever, I really don't want to do that shit no more because I'm tired of getting wet. I'm tired of climbing on shit. I'm tired of walking in there or whatever. And when you feel like that something is like bothering your soul to the point where you feel like that you're just not feeling it, then we just like fuck it. I'm not fucking with it. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of us actually sit back and just be like, yo, I ain't fucking with that shit. And that's how I feel right now. I'm like, I could do something better. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I like to do. I like to move on to bigger and better things. That's the reason why I box. That's the reason why I love talking far as to people. It's never nothing for me to sit back and talk. Yeah, man, but that's just me, and I actually love everything. Like right now, we're on season 2 far as in this podcast. We're about to get ready far as for season 3 as well too, because like we are definitely growing, and I'm definitely loving the progress and stuff that you both get far as into my brother, and definitely love the progress as far as when I hop on here, whatever stuff like that too. So that way y'all can actually see the No Love Lost brand. Um, I always give the thanks far as into everybody that's out there that actually love listening and stuff like that as well. And that's just it. You know what I'm saying? But I had to hop on here. I definitely had to hop on here and let y'all know as far as on how it is growing up, as far as with me. Growing up with me now, I spoil my kid. I spoil my kid more than anything. I like to give him the things or whatever stuff that I know I couldn't have actually growing up. Just because my dad was there, he physically wasn't there. Just because my mom was there, she physically wasn't there as well either. It's like having two warm bodies or whatever, but yet at the same time they didn't know what to do. So when I look at my kid, I actually sit back and I tell him straight up, like, you know what? It's so lucky or whatever just to have you to actually save my life. And little does he saved my life every single day, every time I look at him. And I love it. You get what I'm saying? But it's just that, man. I'm a whole dad out here now. And it gets crazy. And once it gets crazy like that, it's just like, all right, cool, bet. It is what it is, right? So that's my life. That's how we get into it, you know what I'm saying? But I love the energy and stuff like that as well too. I wish there's more whatever that I can sit back and I can talk on because you know what? My brother here always come in here, he always say something else. But right now it's just me. You get what I'm saying? So I had to get y'all something out. I had to make sure that I still show y'all some love too. Let y'all know as far as what's going on. Cause no, we're not going nowhere. No, we're always gonna stay focused or whatever. Because this is always no love lost. I'm Mario Norman. Never let the beginning of your day ruin the rest of your day. And yeah, man, I mean, like, I hope y'all enjoy it. I really do. This is something kind of short, but guess what, though? We always like to keep it short and simple because some people have a short attention span, but yeah, at the same time, when they give you something a little bit too long, you'll be like, I wish it was a little bit longer. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because you know why? Because if you wish it was a little bit longer, y'all would actually sit back and actually listen to the whole thing. I have some people that do it, but we definitely need more engaged listeners. But guess what, though? You can catch us on Spotify. You can catch us on Apple. You can catch us on all your streaming platforms and stuff like that as well. We have a TikTok up. We also have bars in the YouTube. Please subscribe. Please like listen for us for the views. Listen to it all the way through. Leave some comments and stuff like that as well because we're always willing to actually take all that information in just to make ourselves better and stuff like that as well too. My brother's not here, but I already know what he'll tell y'all. One love. That's what he like doing. I don't know why, but he loves doing that though. But I have to get him in there sometimes, alright? Yeah, 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 yeah. But I appreciate y'all, man. Like that's what it is, bro. And honestly, yeah, we out, man.